Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. I'm finally going back to work after my BOLA vacation. The trip didn't happen, but work had already planned on giving me the 4 days off in a row, so I took them, and I'm going back in. I'm probably going to have a long time before I have another day off, so hopefully it was worth it. But last night, getting to be able to watch Monday Night Raw was really fun. You can really tell that, especially with last night's show, they were really emphasizing on Seth Rollins versus Triple H being an upcoming matchup sooner than later. I remember when the people were trying to put together what the SummerSlam card was going to be. It was rumored for months that the SummerSlam main event was going to be Seth Rollins versus Triple H. And I remember people saying, well, you better hurry up and get this together because as of right now, Seth Rollins and Triple H are a unit. And unless these guys are going to break up and book a match together within like a week or maybe 2 weeks, it just really didn't make sense. And John Cena ended up fitting into that role, going champion versus champion. And honestly, in my mind, if they wanted to have SummerSlam be like a WrestleMania and try to give that sort of WrestleMania rub to SummerSlam, trying to make it a destination pay-per-view for a lot of fans around the world to travel to wherever it's going to be, honestly, I think that champion versus champion match was something that really put that into place, trying to make it a bigger show than it was. But you can definitely tell that Triple H versus Rollins is going to be happening. There's cracks in the foundation. You can even say that John Cena's promo last night broke the mold of the Authority completely wide open. Triple H wasn't even involved on the show. Seth Rollins came down basically to call out Sting, saying that he wanted his statue. We wanted to know where Sting was hiding it. I don't know if he thought that maybe Sting, boxed up the statue and shipped it from last week's Raw to this week's Raw, or maybe, Sting, buckled it down into the back of his truck or his rental and was, driving it around the country, bringing it from show to show. I'm not sure, honestly, in my mind, that I would think if you wanted the statue, it's more than likely probably in the arena that Monday Night Raw was in last week. I don't think Sting took it with him. I think more than likely it just got left behind if you guys didn't grab it. I don't know what need he has for it, but I don't know if we're ever going to see that statue yet ever again. There was a lot of people who thought basically the statue wasn't even a real statue, that it was made with a chocolate mold. Some people think that it was hollow, like an Easter bunny would be at Easter time. I'm not sure what it was made out of, but it looked good in my mind. I didn't think that it was bad. There are some people who really ripped on it, saying that the United States Championship belt didn't even have a mold on it. It just was an empty belt. But for the brief glimpse that they showed it on television, I thought it looked like a good statue. And if it was mine, I'd be glad to have it. But Rollins wants it. He's calling himself the best. He was calling himself the best champion of all time. He was sort of he wasn't really putting the screws to Triple H, but he was saying that basically he was better than Triple H. It was almost like he was implying that he's the best because Triple H doesn't do it anymore. You can almost say to that. Stephanie came down to interrupt Seth and basically cut him off, telling him to quit talking about Hunter. And that's when John Cena made his entrance and he challenged for the United States Championship. I hate when that happens. Honestly, it happens more than I like to admit. And I don't even talk on the phone that much. Halfway through a video, the phone rings and it automatically cuts your video off. But honestly, when it comes down to it, a Triple H versus Rollins is a match that's going to be happening sooner than later. Cena came out and basically cracked open the Authority, basically saying that, you guys aren't friends. Basically, you're being used. It goes back to the storyline that when, Randy Orton was champion and Triple H was calling it his belt, he gave an Escalade to Randy Orton and basically saying that, I bought this car with my money. I'm giving it to you, which makes it, my car. It's my possession that I'm giving to you, which I think was sort of like, a rub-off of the same thing with the championship. Triple H went through the storyline where he can't be a full-time wrestler anymore because he collapsed during the Curtis Axel match, and he can step up and he can have a big match every once in a while on a WrestleMania or something like that, but he's at a point in his life where he's more valuable to WWE behind the scenes that he is in the ring, and he still can go out there and handle himself and kick some ass when he needs to. But I'm not really sure when you can put this match together. I'm not sure if you obviously would think of the next big pay-per-view would be Survivor Series, but I'm trying to think of what could happen in the foreseeable future that you can actually have a match of this that's this big. I don't think at Night of Champions that Sting is going to win the WWE Championship, but I definitely think at Night of Champions that Cena is going to win the United States title. I don't know if it's because Rollins will lose one championship. Honestly, I think that the United States belt match will happen before the WWE Championship belt. I think that has to be the main event, even though the Cena match probably has more meaning behind it. But Cena really wants that belt. He really thinks that he really is doing a lot, changing the belt. You can see that definitely with tonight's Raw and last week's Raw. The United States Open Challenge is off. That's sort of Cena's gimmick of fighting with that belt. I don't remember having a United States title match last week on Raw. What the hell did Rollins do? I don't think Rollins was in a match last week. It's hard to remember what happened on Raw a week ago. Definitely... it definitely would send a whole bunch of cracks down the authority if Rollins was able to lose both belts, if Sting did become WWE Champion, if Cena did become United States Champion, and Rollins is sitting there with no belts. Would they make him fight on another pay-per-view twice again? Because he would have 2 rematch clauses where he would go after both belts, and you'd have to go after both belts on the same show. I don't think that would happen, but then again, I don't really see them having... Well, I think they could do the Cena United States Championship match on Raw, but I definitely don't think they're giving away Sting having a match on Raw for free. So that would have to be on pay-per-view, but so then that would put us back another month. That would be the October Hell in the Cell pay-per-view. Unless they still do 2 pay-per-views in October. They did that for a few years, and then that would put us into November once that was done. So maybe it is Survivor Series when this was going to happen, but you can definitely tell from last night, they're definitely giving you the signal that they're going to have a Triple H versus Seth Rollins match sooner than later to prove who is the best. I don't know if that's when Seth is going to turn and become babyface and Hunter will play the heel. I definitely don't think the Triple H is going to be playing babyface anytime soon. Sometime the authority will have to turn when some super mega power comes into power, and it'll be fun for a little bit, and then they'll definitely have to turn back. But I thought that's what Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman were going to do, like when they set up the SummerSlam match, and then Brock became champion. I thought that Hunter was going to have to become the guy to challenge and try and chase after the title to make it fun. That he was getting back into in-ring competition because he felt that he was the only guy that was going to be able to beat him. But they ended up having Rollins beat him, and they never really had they had their power split around the Royal Rumble a little bit, where everybody fell out of favor because Rollins kept on, trying to antagonize Brock, and then he tried to cash in on him at Night of Champions. He became the #1 contender at the Royal Rumble, and things like that. But it's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Triple H versus Seth Rollins. They haven't really even played up to the fact that Seth Rollins is using the pedigree, and I don't know if they could have done like some sort of backstage skit where Triple H presented it to him, but I think they just tried to get the face plant, the curb stomp out of the arsenal sooner than later because of the whole head injury deal. But it's gonna be fun. I'm going back. Probably see you guys on my lunch. Peace out, everybody.